lovelies. Today we're going to be making one of my favorite recipes, which is a superpower chia bread. This recipe is completely gluten-free, dairy-free, so it's vegan. And I make this about once a week. It's really, really healthy, and it's delicious with a lot of things. Let's get started. Chia bread. This recipe is completely gluten-free and vegan. There's no refined flour or sugar in it. It's a really, really healthy recipe. I make it about once a week. But before we get into the ingredients, I just want to go over the special instructions for this recipe. So first things first, preheat your oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure that you're using a liquid measuring cup to measure 1 cup of water. And have a 9 by 9 inch baking pan prepared with 2 pieces of parchment paper, so 1 horizontal and 1 vertical, so that nothing seeps out of your pan. So let's start talking a little bit about the ingredients. So this recipe is called the chia bread, right? It's a superpowered chia bread. And the main ingredient is chia seeds, about 1 cup of chia seeds. And chia seeds are really healthy. They're very high in fiber. There's about 10 grams of fiber per ounce of chia seeds. They're very high in antioxidants, so they're natural antioxidants. And what that means is that they kind of neutralize free radicals in your body. So free radicals are toxins in your body that can damage cells, and that could lead to diseases like cancer or premature aging. So chia seeds are excellent source for reducing those free radicals, and they're also really good at maintaining a healthy weight, and they're going to be used in this recipe to bind the bread together. Then we have raw sunflower seeds. These are high in vitamin E, great for your skin and your hair. And then we have pepitas. Once again, raw, so that means that they're not roasted. And pepitas are actually pumpkin seeds, and they're great for healing, and they're great for fighting off viruses and bacteria. We have our oats. So oats, high in fiber, once again, great for the digestive system, and they make you feel full for a longer period of time. And then we have our oat flour. So with the oat flour, you can use all-purpose flour, almond flour, you can use buckwheat flour. I prefer to use oat flour, and I make it at home just in my food processor. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna add half a cup of oats to a bowl. And then to that, I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of oat flour. So these are gluten-free oats. You don't have to use gluten-free if you're not gluten intolerant. We're gonna add a 1/4 cup of my sunflower seeds, and then same amount, 1/4 cup of pepitas. And then we're going to add a cup of chia seeds. Like I said, this is going to bind our bread. Now we're gonna add some flavoring, so just some sugar. I have a teaspoon of sugar here, so you can add any type of sugar. I'm using raw sugar, but you can use brown sugar, refined sugar, coconut sugar. And then I have some herbs. So I have a 1½ teaspoon of dry herbs. So I'm using a combination of herb de Provence and oregano, but you can use thyme, you can use basil. And then I have a 1/4 teaspoon each of garlic powder and onion powder, and then half a teaspoon of salt. Now I'm just gonna mix this quickly, just gently with my wooden spoon. And to that, I'm gonna add a cup of water. So you're gonna see that everything's gonna absorb, the water's gonna absorb, right? And that's the chia seeds. So it's going to be kind of a thick consistency, and all the water is going to get absorbed into your chia seeds. And that's it. It's pretty easy. And now I'm going to transfer this into my baking pan, and I'm going to bake it for 25 minutes at 3. Okay, so my mixture is nice and thick. See? So I'm just gonna dump that into my prepared pan. And if you have a spatula, this is a good time to use it. There we go. You want to get all the ingredients in there, and then you're just going to use your hands, your best tool, You're just gonna press it down onto the baking pan, into the baking pan. Voila, that's what it's supposed to look like. And then we're just going to sprinkle it with a little bit of salt. Optional, but absolutely delicious. And now we're gonna bake this for 25 minutes at 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Out of the oven, and I let it sit in the baking pan for about 10 minutes. If you try to remove it right away, it's gonna fall apart. And then I've transferred it onto my cooling rack so it can properly cool. You can store this in the fridge for about a week, and just make sure that when you want to eat it, you want to toast it up because there's a lot of moisture in there. So you can toast it up and you can have this with avocados, eggs, cream cheese, whatever you like. So enjoy. We'll be making this tomorrow.